Yo, what's going on guys? Arekkz here, welcome back to another Lost Ark video, and in this one I want to talk to you guys about the other classes. A lot of you guys have been saying you've been really enjoying the Lost Ark content, which is awesome, and you guys have said you want to see some gameplay from the other classes. Now bear in mind it's an MMO, so it takes quite a while to build up your character. I think so far I've invested nearly 40 hours into my destroyer, so it's obviously going to take quite a while to get around to all the other ones. However, there is a point very early on in the game where you do get to test out the other classes, and it gives you guys a good taste as to what they can do. It doesn't show you absolutely everything, but it's a good introduction to them. So what I thought I'd do in this video is give you a quick rundown of the class options, and then at the end of that, I will just let you guys watch some gameplay of all the different classes, and of course I'll splice that in with some of the officially released footage so you can get a good feel as to what options are available. So if you do enjoy this, then a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below if you have any questions. Of course, if you guys haven't already entered our new giveaway for the Super Smash Bros. Limited Edition Nintendo Switch, you can click the link in the description box down below to enter that. And if you don't want to miss any of our future Lost Ark content, and there will be lots more, then you can click that notification button to stay up to date. Now, to begin with, just before we dive into the actual footage itself, I want to give you guys a little rundown on how the actual class system works and talk a little bit about skills and how you can evolve those. To begin with, when you start the game, you pick from one of the base classes. Now, there are going to be more, supposedly, but as it currently stands in the open beta, there are 4. You have Warrior, Mage, Fighter, and Gunner. And within each of those classes, there are then 3 subclasses or specializations. Once you choose that, you are locked in. It's not like, say, other games where you swap them on the fly or you change your weapon, it changed it for you. When you pick that, that is essentially your class for the game. I do believe there's an option later on in the game to essentially purchase the option to change, but fundamentally, the choice you make is your class for the entire game. So under the Warrior front, you have the Destroyer, you have the Berserker, and you have the Warlord. Under Fighters, you have the Battlemaster, the Infighter, and the Soulmaster. Under the Mages, you have a Summoner, you have the Arcana, and you have the Bard. And under the Gunner, you have Hawkeye, you have the Devil Hunter, and you also have the Blaster. So, that's essentially how it works. You play through the beginning, you get to a point where you can then choose your specialization, you test them out, and once you've chosen that, that becomes your class. Now, in terms of actual combat, as you've seen if you've seen in the gameplay, the tray at the bottom of the screen is, of course, where your moves go, and by default, you have 8 slots. You have 4 moves on the top, 4 moves on the bottom, and of course you cycle between those moves. However, as you go through, you of course unlock new skills, more skills, you swap them out, but those skills are not the only options. You then have what is known as the tripod system, so as you're playing through, you can then spend your skill points and spec them into this tripod system, and initially it will kind of just give you some stat boost for your moves. It might, raise the base attack, might give you some more crit damage, it might make it so that you are immune whilst casting, something like that. But then as you go further and further down the tree, some of these moves will actually change the properties of these skills. So you might have something like, for me as a Destroyer, I can change it so that my charge move, the spin one, can actually be overcharged. So it takes a little bit longer to charge, but it goes red, does more damage. You have options for, say, some of the moves when I slam the hammer down, it creates a shockwave. It can instead create 3 shockwaves, or you can make it so that on the basic move, I can then slam the hammer down, it creates an earthquake that actually stays in that location for a few seconds. So essentially, while you have the base skill, you then have a ton of options to then tweak that accordingly. You want to kind of pick and choose your points carefully because you, of course, only have a limited number as you're playing through, so you won't necessarily spec into every single skill, but you focus on the ones you want, and you can really personalize them to fit your playstyle. So it's a really cool system, and of course it also gives you a ton of variety. Once you spec into the tripod, you can freely change those skills within that system, so there's definitely plenty of things to mess around with. So that's kind of how it works. That's sort of like a very top level system. There are a couple more things with the classes. Some abilities or some classes have special moves on Z or X. These are not quite your ultimate moves, because as we found out recently, you actually unlock what is essentially an ultimate move much later in the game once you get to level 50, but early on you have some signature moves. So in the case of the Destroyer, I put down a big field and I can basically start hammering the ground, and it kind of disables all my other skills. I literally just go ham with the hammer. You have some other classes like the Berserker, you go into a power-up state. The Soulmaster has different degrees of power boost. You have some of the other ones that can drop down like healing fields or shields. There's loads and loads of things to choose from, and of course those are resources you build up over time. So there is a fair degree of depth to it. There's a lot of things to mess around with, but that is essentially top level how the skill system works. So with that being said, now you guys know what you're looking at. I'm gonna leave you guys to watch some gameplay for the other classes. If there are any particular that you really like the look of and you do want to see more of, do let me know, and I will try my best to work towards that class. Do bear in mind, it might take quite a while to get there, but I will try at some point moving forward to do some more detailed videos on specific classes. I'll probably do Destroyer first because I've spent the most time with it, but then moving forward I can probably hit up some of the other classes too. Anyway, enjoy the rest of this, and let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to check out some more awesome stuff from us here at Arekkz Gaming, then you should definitely try to catch 269 and Paradise Central streaming 6 days a week. You can find a link to the multi-stream in the description box down below. They play a wide range of games, and what's more, we also have the endgame store. By watching their streams, you earn currency, and you can redeem that currency on the endgame store for really cool prizes. Those can range from things like games, comics, and figures, all the way up to controllers, capture cards, and even consoles. So definitely drop by and become part of the community. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure you're subscribed and be sure to click on that little bell icon to turn on notifications so you don't miss our next upload. You can watch more videos by clicking on the options here. But once again, thanks very much for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.